Hello and welcome to Chastastic Gaming. I'm Chastastic and today we're playing a game that is actually still in the alpha stages at the moment. This game is called Beep Boop Bot, or as I will be referring to it from here on, BBB, because if I try to say that 10 times fast, I'll trip up over my own words quite a few times. Yes, well, this is a game that is currently going through the green light process on Steam at the moment. I was speaking on Steam to some of the guys, or one of the guys over at Psycho Robot Studios, and I asked them, can I get a demo of it just to give the game a try and try it out for my channel? So they have sent me over a press kit which contained this version of the game. Now, what's the game about, I hear you ask? Now, the text is currently on the screen, so you could be going over that at the moment, but I will just read the description directly from the Steam Greenlight page. A space station crew in distress has turned to an out-of-date robot to help protect them from shipment of AI bots. BBB boots up and does all it can to fulfill its duties and hope to save the crew of the Avogati space station. The action-packed casual shooter aims to deliver fun with multiple upgrades and bosses to beat. BBB has basic weaponry when the game begins. It must shoot its way through a myriad of enemies while picking up temporary weapon boosts dropped by the AI. Flamethrowers, EMPs, rockets and turbo boosts are just some of the upgrades available. At the end of each level, BBB earns a new skill through permanent modifications from the defeated bosses and becomes a more valuable ally in the war. There are currently 3 stages in the demo and a total of 12 stages will be available once the game is complete. Okay, so we've got 3 stages to play through. Now, I'm going to be honest, I am not very good at this game. Difficulty might sort of... They are looking to... At the moment, there isn't any difficulty options. There is just the standard option. They are looking to add in multiple difficulties in the future. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put my tablet out because I was reading that from the tablet. So as you can see on the screen at the moment, that is the Avogati space station currently burning. So what we've got to do is we've got to be a wee robot and we've got to go save the day. So let's look in the tutorial at the moment. Now, Number one, what we've got here is we've got the health and energy. Number 2, and that's on the left-hand side in the middle, and that's the passive buffs. That things like a temporary shield, temporary increase to your firepower, your general laser, and speed boosts there. Number 3 is your loaded ability, and number 4, which is in the bottom right-hand corner, that's your available abilities. Your abilities are your weapons, so that's what weapons are available. As mentioned before, there's the flamethrower, the EMPs, and the rockets. And the last thing that's I've actually just spotted is actually not named on it. Number 5 is that's actually the health of the boss. Now the controls, as it says there, is you control with WASD to move, right click shoots. Available abilities can be switched using 1, 2 and 3 and right click when activated. Boss mods and energy do not preload. Press 4 to activate. Okay, so you press 4 to use your modifications you get from the boss. Now, that control scheme, I'm going to be honest, I've played it before, it doesn't work for me. I found a way that does work for me though. It's a little bit backwards. They are planning on implementing full controller support. But at the moment, we only have temporary support. But to be fair, this game is in the alpha. It's not even a beta stages. So we will take that with a major grain of salt. What it does let me do is it does let me control my character, but I have to aim with my mouse. So let's go ahead and start. I'll explain as we start to go. So level 1, the cargo bay. Launch. Okay, so there we are. Now I'm spinning my mouse around. I can't remember whether I've kept the cursor in this capture. And if I hold down the cursor button, I start to shoot. And I can move about. Oh, apparently I can. Apparently I didn't. Apparently I didn't do what I thought I did. Now, this is an arcade style shooter, so it is all about them points. Because I'm all about them points. Now that what I just collected that was actually a health power up. That's why it made the sound of a sort of, what are they called? They're not drills. The sort of pneumatic drilly things that you get. You know, that you use them to take off tires and things like that. Like, they're not a wrench, they're not like a power wrench or something like that. Commonly found. Now, that's one of the aforementioned power-ups. You'll notice now that my laser is red, and on the left-hand side we have a Yep, that meter was going down as a sort of clock type thing. So I'm now got back. Power-ups run out, so I'm now back to my normal state. Now I'm staying near that because that is the health power-up, as I've said before. Oh, I'm hoping to get another power-up of. Oh, okay. I'll let myself get hit a bit too much now. Now the objective is, as I mentioned, it's all about dim points. But dim points. No levels. No, there's loads of levels. Well, 3 levels in this case at the moment. It's all about the points. Now, when you get to 1,000 points, that will unlock the boss. There isn't any really. It's just more of an arena type thing. One of the modes that they are planning on implementing in the future is a survival mode, which I think this game would really lend itself well to. As I said, I'm not a massive fan of the control scheme, which is actually the control scheme I'm using at the moment. Originally, I was going to use the controller to move about. It doesn't lend very well to changing weapons, but I'm awkward, let's put it that way. I'm really looking. Oh, there we go, and we've got ourselves a shield power up, so we've got that until it runs out. So that's always helpful. Now the objective is to get to 1,000 points, and then the boss will unlock. And then we've just got to wail on the boss till he explodes. Now, I really love the aesthetics about this. This is something I'm going to have to address. I'm going to have to address now. The aesthetics. I'm not sure about I'm not sure what this was like. Whether this was a worldwide thing or whether it was just a UK thing. But the aesthetics is very, very Robot Wars, and I love it. Especially those discs. It always reminds me of one of the robots that never actually won, but it always came second quite a lot. These wardrobes over here, they're actually the spawn points. We can temporarily disable them by shooting them enough times, but ultimately we need the spawn points to get more people to get more points. Oh, we've unlocked a power up, and there's another power up there. Now, if that's not apparent yet, different enemies have different powers. The things with the helicopters. Oh, there we go. We've unlocked the boss, which is this sentry turret. Now, there's a reason I didn't use any of my power-ups yet, because if I use my... If I take this opportunity to use my flamethrower, which totally owns this boss... Oh, I've just realised we're low on health. I was getting a bit overzealous there. Joe. Oh. Again, with it being in alpha stages, there is quite a lot of sound effects currently missing from it. But again, these are all things that can be forgiven. It is still in the process. It is still in the development stage at the moment. So maybe we should perhaps kill some of these guys. Hopefully, maybe get something out of it as well. There's a flamethrower, so we want to grab that, ideally. Take that, you little... There we go. And as mentioned in the description, at the end of every boss we get a modification. Now, on this particular level, we don't get a choice of modifications, but one of the things that I also read in the development notes there as well is they're going to set it up so at the end of every boss you'll get a choice between what your upgrade is. At the moment, all we can get there is a double laser chip. All of the upgrades do relate to the boss that you fought. I'm not sure what sort of secondary weapon you could get from this guy, because he's got a double-barreled laser, and now I have a double-barreled laser. So we're on to the next level, and we're in the assembly room. This goes back to, again, the aesthetics of Robot Wars. Anyone who's watched that will see where it says "Caution, keep clear," and think the pit of oblivion. So here we go. Oh, and we've got some different enemies now. We've got these guys with these sort of claw things. We've still got wheels. Again, the objective is... Oh, this is a slightly different weapon. I'm not sure. I think this might be the EMP pulse. I'm not 100% sure. There we go. And now that that health is right down on that, it will temporarily stop. And that's a speed boost there. It will temporarily stop spawning enemies as long as it's dead. And it's come back to life, as you can see. Okay, what's our points like at the moment? Our points are alright. Whoa. And we've got these guys, those arm things that always make me think of assembly line robots. Like assembly line robots, similar to what we find in a car manufacturer. Boom! That sort of atom thing seems to be a clear screen power up. There we go. And it goes on fire with no sound effects. But again, these are things that will be amended at a later date. Whoa, get out of there. Get out of here. Right. Okay, I just realised we've got some EMPs there as well, so some rockets. So rockets are really effective. I think we should save them for the boss. We're about 650 in. I don't think I'm a big fan of that font, if I'm honest, but that's just me. Pop. I think I know one of the things that might make this game, one of these things that I think might prove to make this game a little bit more challenging is if the enemies had projectiles as well. The first boss had projectiles, but the common enemies don't. One of the praises I can definitely give this game is there is a lot of variety in the enemies. Yes, I know Wheels McGee over there has returned from the first level, but the other guys, the arms and the claw guys, and we've got unique enemies on level 3 as well. So let's. Do we need that health? Not just yet. So I think we'll hang about. And one more of those guys. There we go. We've unlocked the boss. Now this boss is a little bit different. This is a sort of hive mind situation. So there's 4 of them. It doesn't matter. From what I've experienced with it so far, it doesn't matter. And the rockets are useless against this guy. Is it going to be a total? There's going to be a set. Whoa! Well, that was a waste of time picking that up. This boss is called Chops. Chops with his head, because he has a big chopper. Get to the chopper! Actually, I'd rather stay away from the chopper. So this enemy does this, has its range, it's got close range there. So what we want to do is ideally be staying a little bit of distance away. Oh, health. That was... Oh, I was just standing there letting that thing punch away at me like a weirdo. Flamethrower is. We are doing some damage and we got that, so I'm taking this. I don't care if it's technically cheating. There we go. So we just essentially we took advantage of a damage boost my way to the end. Okay, so so on this level we actually do get a choice between our power-ups. We can either pick the knockback chip or the rickety saw chip. Now the knockback chip or the saw chip. The saw chip sounds awesome, so we'll click on that one. Again, another thing from the development notes is they're going to it's been noted that we want a little bit of better explanation on what we're going to get from what's the benefit of each of these. What does the knockback chip do? I mean, we can assume what it does, but is that what like we can assume what it does is pushes the enemies away, but is that what it does? The saw, is that an extra, is that sort of like a melee weapon? We need some explanation on this. I mean, I'm just sort of playing this blind in what the game's given me from what I can see. Well, not blind because I've played it before, but you know what I mean. Now the testing room, I am likely to lose all my lives. Like, here, I have not passed this, I have not beat this game yet, this demo yet, but if we lose our lives, we lose our lives. continue testing, as said GLaDOS. Okay, so these are power-ups. Now this does introduce a couple of new mechanics. Now, there are a couple of... Whoa! Yep, here's our torpedo guys. We do not want these guys to be too close to us. When they get a straight shot at you, they'll zoom in on you. Like this. Yeah, they travel much faster going forward. Oh! That's what that does. Okay, so we press number 4. And it fired. Oh! I was too busy firing a disc there. Okay, so let's try not to use that because I'm finding it difficult to stretch my fingers. I was not originally a PC gamer. I am adapting. I was born in the dark. You knew. Born in the dark. Molded by it. There you go. Give it my screen. Now, when I was mentioning a couple of new mechanics, now if you get caught in this... Oh. Okay, well, I'm not going to get to explain that to you. Well, anyway, that was Beep Boop Bot, and I read that slowly and off the screen. If you like what you see, you can head over to Steam Greenlight and search for Beep Boop Bot, and give it a wee like. Give them the incentives that they need to get this game released there. What did I think of the game? I enjoyed it for a small casual game, for what they're pitching it at as a casual game. Full controller support for me though. Like, I think I could have a lot of fun with that if it had full controller support. I really enjoy the variety in the enemies. I love the aesthetic and the feel like Robot Wars. In fact, how cool would that be if there was a multiplayer mode where you could customize different robots? Actually, that's not even this game that I'm talking about. I think I'm just reminiscent on the Robot Wars game that just never happened, that I always wanted. I know there were Robot Wars games, but that's a different story. Let's stop talking about Robot Wars and go back on a Beep Boop Bot. So the game, I love the aesthetic of it. It's very challenging, might just be because I'm not very good at this sort of game. I can see a lot of potential for it. If the survival mode that they're going to go ahead with will be fantastic. There'll be 12 playable levels in total when they finish it. And they said, what else have we got here? Finish game, 12 levels, 8 power-up drops to help you through the levels. Okay, so not every level will finish with 2 that you can choose between. Oh, no. Choose 2 permanent upgrades between each level. So I'm guessing that... Does that mean you get to choose 2 of the 8? Oh, no, drops. The 8 are going to be the weapons that are available and the power-ups. So, yeah, 2 between each level. So they must be adding another one to the first one. Difficulty settings, we've mentioned that before. Survival mode. The survival mode would be great. I think that would be a really good one, especially for the style of game it is, because it's in a sort of an arena-based game. So yeah, well, this was Beep Boop Bop. I've been Chastastic of Chastastic Gaming, and you have a fantastic day. Bye!